giggling. Let's move on to something fun and uplifting. Because now we have our Casual Geographic video. Woo! I might put this on YouTube, so I'm gonna say a little thing really quickly to YouTube. Hello, everybody. My name's Persikka. I'm a peachy primate VTuber with a penchant for anthropology, primatology, human culture, evolution, all that good stuff. And today we have a Casual Geographic video called This is the Funniest Animal on Earth. I'm sorry. And I can tell right away, it's about gibbons and siamangs. So I am stoked. I'm so excited because he's right. These might be the funniest animal on Earth. I'm already giggling at the thought of it. So yeah, we're gonna watch that. We're gonna react to it. Of course, the original video will be linked below. You should go check out the original content creator. I think that's everything. I think that's all that needs to be said. Okay, let's dive into it. I'm curious though, for chat, is there anybody here who does not know what a gibbon is? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I guess we're good. Everyone says, yeah, Persikka, we're not new.
Show me someone who's never seen this with their eyes, and I'll show you a child that got left behind. The school system's failing, and this is proof. Did you know the average kid in America doesn't know about this harmonizing homunculus? Arguably one of the greatest gifts nature ever gave, yet they remain disrespected and unaccepted. Well,
Facts.
Not today, you know. Someone has to stand up for this comic relief, rough draft, auditory onslaught of a primate, and you already—
Gibbon D's pigeon. How could you? Oh my gosh. Gibbon D's hands.
one of the greatest gifts nature ever gave, yet they remain disrespected and unaccepted. Well, not today, you know. Someone has to stand up for this comic relief, rough draft, auditory onslaught of a primate, and you already know I will. I mean, that's a gibbon. You're probably familiar with the great apes, but in case you're not, they include gorillas, chimps, bonobos, i.e. chimps with a different R rating, and this guy.
Oh my god.
Together, along with humans, they make up the great ape group.
Why do they have to do them like that?
And this guy.
Oh my god.
Together, along with humans, they make up the great ape group. Great ape. The name only an ape could come up with. But along the way, someone got snubbed, and this is actually live footage of it happening.
You are freaking
Great apes.
plus Mark.
Oh my god.
I'm rocking with Mark because Mark is rocking with us.
Oh my fucking god. Where does this editor come up with these ideas? I swear.
Yeah, gibbons got gatekept from the great ape lunch table. Science says it's because of their relatively smaller size, lower intelligence. Ouch. And real talk, I think they're just too goofy for the other apes to want to be associated. But being tailless means gibbons aren't monkeys either, and instead got classified as lesser apes. That's already flagrantly flippant, but there's about 20 species of lesser apes. They're all gibbons. Apparently, this drunk toddler of an ape was such an affront to the family, folks created an entirely new category to put them in and slapped them with the lesser label. Well,
Okay, but like, to be fair, if you put a gibbon next to like a chimp, a gorilla, orangutan, bonobo, and a person, he's gonna be the odd one out. He's gonna be... he's smaller. What were we supposed to call them? Pygmy apes? Small ape? Yeah, unfortunately lesser, it's just the name that stuck.
To argue this tiger taunting, vocal cord flaunting, terminally trolling, usually barrel rolling primate might just be the prime ape. Now, to be fair, gibbons are that one weird kid in class. They're like the missing link between apes and monkeys, but if evolution went on a side quest. Gibbons break a lot of the rules of being an ape. They have low sexual dimorphism, meaning the males and females are about the same size. They don't build nests to sleep. They put in about as much effort as pigeons. They're monogamous, allegedly. We'll get to that. And they basically spend their entire lives in the trees. Could have sworn they let the O-ring slide for that, but that's none of my business. They're also anatomical anomalies with a wingspan worthy of an infringement lawsuit from Go-Go Gadget. We call them lesser, but let's be glad they're still alive, because uncovering a fossil that could jump rope its own skeleton.
A fossil that could jump rope its own skeleton. That is kind of fucked up when you look at it, though. Could you imagine if, like, people were shaped like that? Or proportioned like that? Tyra Banks, who?
Skeleton, that Jumanji junk would have put us in another pandemic. You don't realize how long a gibbon's arms are until, well, one, you get slapped by one, but also until you put them next to a person for scale. But having joints longer than a prohibition for Peter Griffin is great for one thing, and it's kind of the thing gibbons are known for. Like I said, gibbons are completely arboreal, and there's actually a name for how they get from A to B.
I know this. 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 It's brachiating. Brachiating is the form of locomotion that long-armed animals use to traverse distances by swinging from one tree branch to another. Monkeys do it. Some apes are capable of doing it, but don't do it as, like, their primary way to get around. Gorillas, they're too big to do it. They just can't. But orangutans can brachiate. And gibbons mostly get by with brachiation. That's why they look so funny when they run on the ground, because that's not what their bodies are supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be swinging in the trees.
B. Brachiate. Calling it monkey bars is an insult. If you did this as a kid, you were on gibbon timing. These branch-loving acrobats are the fastest things in the trees without wings. At 35 miles per hour, the tree goblin can brachiate fast.
35 miles per hour? Let me put that in context for my international folk. 35 miles per hour in kilometers per hour. That's 56 kilometers an hour, folks. This thing is going faster than I do in a car most of the time. That's disrespectful.
Fast enough to get pulled over in a school zone.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Themselves up to 30 feet between trees. Forget a leap of faith, that's a leap of fortune. Specialized shoulders and wrists allow them to treat the jungle as their personal gym. It also helps that they're built like a CrossFit cryptid with the longest arms of any ape. If the average 5'4" woman adopted its build, she'd flex a 10'7" wingspan. And if you lived like one, you'd be parkouring off the cables of the Brooklyn Bridge. But they're not free from fall damage, and it's estimated most gibbons break a bone at some point in their lives. Gets even crazier when you realize mothers will pull these stunts with a whole baby in tow. And speaking of babies, you know how we always say animals use play as preparation for the life they'll live? Baby gibbons will not only learn to brachiate by chasing each other through the trees, they'll also intentionally let go of branches to catch themselves. But what even makes gibbons play a lifelong game of floor is lava? Well, like a...
Hang on, they do that? They got adrenaline junkies?
Baby gibbons will not only learn to brachiate by chasing each other through the trees, they'll also intentionally let go of branches to catch themselves.
Damn. And I thought I didn't care about my well-being.
But what even makes gibbons play a lifelong game of floor is lava?
Oh, and I think I know the answer to this one too. Resources in the trees, and also a way to evade predators. I think.
Well, like orangutans, they realize it's way safer to have your ops be gravity and time than touch tiger country downstairs and get murked by a feline. Because gibbons would rather run away than run a Gibbons are actually extremely territorial, and that, along with them having a 99 agility stat, is how you get the only animal alive that can vibe check a tiger and live to do it twice. Technically, it's mobbing behavior meant to drive away a predator using the power of parkour, but the execution makes them move like Spider-Man minus morale. They're morale-less, but the only miles is how far they can drive a stripe delete button crazy. Show me a great ape that can taunt a tiger. Many have tried. Most have died. A whole apex predator and twig ninja just ear-pulled them like a delinquent. And they don't play favorites. Gibbons have also been recorded harassing clouded leopards getting too close, although I'm pretty sure that one was trying to sleep and got hit with a long arm of audacity. Because if you think they only use their powers for protection, gibbons are the most unapologetic trolls in the animal kingdom. We told them they're the great ape's little brother, and now they done made it their personality. No other way to explain this. Porcupines are better protected against lions than versus a tree-happy instigator.
Again.
Explain this. Porcupines are better protected against lions than versus a tree-happy instigator.
Oh my god. They really do love trolling people. I watched that whole video of the gibbons teasing the little tiger babies. I love them. So petty for no reason. Art.
Even a so-called great ape can end up looking pretty stupid around a lesser. Gibbons are an impulsive thought come to life. They don't think it, they just do it. Fun fact, this is the Memphis Zoo, that's Ringo, and they even warn you to stay off the glass because he'll literally injure himself trying to jump scare you.
Aww.
You know nature made you crack, but you're the only mammal alive that can go band for band with a cat. With zero regard for feline rights, you've never seen a cat this outmatched. And they'll easily play Matador with your dog. I love it because there's no scientific reason for them to be like this other than Gibbons are all about the dickery. Except with mice. You know, put a mouse in front of them and things suddenly stop being funny. But with arms like that, they'll always keep it humorous. But there is
the way he just waves him away, it kills me every fucking time.
Put a mouse in front of them and things suddenly stop being funny. But with arms like that, they'll always keep it humorous. But there is one animal that forms the most unlikely friendship with them. Or maybe not. Because on paper, gibbons and orangutans actually have a lot in common. They live in the same area code, they're both for the trees, and orangutan actually translates to man of the forest. At the same time, some, like the Hulak gibbon, have been affectionately nicknamed the little man of the forest. But their personalities are so opposite, they honestly belong in a buddy comedy. Gibbons are hyper-athletic, flyweight, and the fastest moving animals in the trees. Orangs are the largest, the mascots of stoicism, and yo, I swear they could talk, they just don't want to deal with taxes. Polar opposites, yet time and time again, wild gibbons and orangutans have been caught playing with each other. I like to think the fact that they don't compete for the same foods means they don't really have a reason to have beef, and a lot of—
That is very true. That is a really good point. It's just like how we saw a couple weeks ago with the marmosets. The pygmy marmosets can hang out with other species of marmoset because the pygmy marmosets specialize in eating the gum from the trees, whereas the other marmosets, they don't eat that. So the pygmy doesn't feel like they have to defend their food source. So if gibbons and orangutans had like the same dietary makeup, 1-to-1, they would not be friends. In fact, orangutans would probably be messing up gibbons way more than they do. Because it's very uncommon, but we have seen orangutans eat monkeys and gibbons. Technically, we haven't seen them kill them, I don't think. I could be wrong on that one. We might have seen an orangutan kill a monkey or a gibbon. I know with gorillas, we haven't seen them kill a primate. We've only seen them eat dead primates, so we don't know if they killed them or not. Orangutans, I don't know though, but I know they do sometimes eat them, so.
zoos will actually assign them together as roommates. Another reason orangutans are chill like that. If gibbons suddenly get accepted into the Great Ape Club, I think you know who pulled the strings for them. And you think orangs would find a sentient sugar rush annoying, and that gibbons might find Bigfoot's understudy intimidating. But not only do they play with each other, they even trust each other with their own children. Orangs have quite the obsession with baby gibbons, and gibbons really be rocking with an infant Cheeto ape. There's even one gibbon in the Brookfield Zoo that'll leave his enclosure just to visit the orangutans next door. But there's at least one other ape gibbons bond with. In some places, wild gibbons will actually become habituated with humans to the point where they'll regularly drop by and groom their favorites. Galia was a hula gibbon who was famous because every day, she'd come down from the trees, hobble over to the locals, and provide a free hour-long salon service, starting with Bupeshwar Ningda, the man who protected her as an orphan. It hits different when you realize grooming is how gibbons reinforce social bonds.
I want to be a gibbon's favorite person. Wait. God, I wish that were me. I'm so jealous, you have no idea.
A family. Now it is bittersweet since it likely took her entire actual family getting put on a shirt for her to get to that point, and we'll get back to that. But I'd say that's pretty damn great for a lesser ape. Even dogs aren't immune to a gibbon act of goodwill. And now that you're familiar with them, I think we can go ahead and meet all the types of gibbons, or as many as my attention span will allow. This is a Siamang. They're the heavyweights of the gibbons at a whopping 30 pounds. They're the ones with that throat scrub, or as I like to call it, the chesticle. It's a pouch that works like an—
Don't call it a chesticle. It's what frogs have. It's not that weird.
Amplifier to broadcast their call. And clearly nature had an off day when it spawned a frog monkey that looks like one of Ben's 10. As much as I like them, this would be terrifying to have fly over your head. It's a reminder that even the comic relief of the apes could scramble your face if they really wanted to. But I think nature knew it animated Slenderman Shadow a little too well, cause it went ahead and gave them the most unserious vocal stim you've ever heard.
Oh, I love them! They're so cute!
This is a northern white-cheeked gibbon, which definitely, for sure, is not venom, no matter how hard you try to perceive otherwise. And in case you're curious, the babies are all born white. After about a year or two, they turn black. The males stay that way, but the females eventually revert back to their cream colorway, proving the once widely accepted...
I didn't know that part. I didn't know that they all went from white to black and the females went to white again. I knew the females were light colored and the males were the dark color and they all start light, but I didn't know that females change their coat twice. That's really cool, actually.
Scientific theory wrong. You can go back.
Oh my god.
This is a Skywalker gibbon, and yes, they were discovered in 2017 by a group of scientists who apparently love Star Wars that much. The namesake of Luke was found in Myanmar, Southeast Asia, and it's believed there's less than 200 of them. But they're not as bad as the Hainan gibbon, which isn't just the rarest ape, but one of the mammals closest to getting discontinued, with less than 40 of them.
Oh
Crazy
my
thing is,
god.
it used to be worse. They went from a couple thousand in the 1950s to where you could count on both hands how many were left by the 70s. Again, we got the Hulak gibbon. I like their face. The silvery gibbon. I like their hair. Good thing they max out at 2 feet. Any taller, we'd be having Yeti conversations. And lastly, the pileated gibbon, because in my opinion, they have the coolest call.
It's so relaxing to me.
Now at this point, you might be wondering, why do gibbons call at all? Well, that's the second thing they're known for. The reason for it, well, you have a lock on your door, some have a gate, but gibbons, nah, they mark territory off straight. It's actually the same reason male lions roar, to tell outsiders that they best keep it that way. Except
A lot of the time, if you hear an animal making noise like that, that's why. It's either to protect its territory or it's looking for a mate. Those are like the only reasons that an animal would need to broadcast its call, necessarily. If it's looking for a mate, if it's defending its territory, and I suppose if it's looking for other members of its group. That's like a third reason, but it's usually the first two. Territory or getting bitches.
gibbons will often do it as a duet, and sometimes they'll get the kids involved and make it a family matter. And they'll usually do it in the crotch of dawn, and if you live next to a zoo with gibbons, you've definitely heard it. And remember, they're territorial, so if you hoot back at them, you might just end up going band for band with a broadcasting tree siren.
Oh my god.
Hey, yeah, post-production cashier. Don't do that. Not only will you offend them, it's like showing teeth to a gorilla, but gibbons are capable of doing something about it. In 2011, a gibbon escaped a Malaysian zoo after being taunted and severely mauled a child, and while I will spare you all the details, I will say his mom had to carry pieces of his thigh in a plastic bag.
What? You can't just casually drop that Casual Geographic. What do you mean? Huh? What do you mean? I'm definitely gonna have to do some Googling, aren't I? Not on stream, of course.
The odds are low, but they're not zero. So yeah, best keep the singing to the gibbons. It's a big deal for them. They spend actual years of their lives perfecting it. It's very much giving albatross marriage dance. In some species, Mama Gibbon will help her daughters practice with their version of singing lessons, where the daughter tries to match her mother's pitch. For male gibbons, they learn by imitating the male figures around them. After years in the lab, they're able to come together and make the sound you've heard in every movie's jungle scene ever. There's something about the fact that males and females spend years perfecting their songs, and when they do come together, the songs just fit each other perfectly. These duets become a verbal vow renewal, as the songs help reinforce their pair bond. And that
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's the thing too, is like each bond, they like end up developing their own specific song. And it's common for the kids to join along in the song, so it's like the whole family sings together. Connecting to chat. Why? Okay, did something happen? Did something happen to my connection? Because I got a welcome to chat message. I'm gonna be real mad if it turns out that my internet's being screwy. Now you're good? Okay. Okay. I got real scared there. My internet is not reliable.
That's the third thing gibbons are known for. They're the only apes that are monogamous. Can you imagine a gibbon seeing another gibbon and just making it work? No other ape, not gorillas, chimps, definitely not bonobos. And you know most humans ain't about that. Entanglements be damned. Except, yeah, about that. So the whole monogamy thing came from researchers watching a group and witnessing a couple only getting active with each other. Except what they didn't realize was by being around these gibbons constantly, the gibbons eventually got used to the people and would get way closer than they usually would. The problem is the other gibbons that weren't as chill with humans would see this and treat the human habituated gibbons like the plague and avoid them at all costs. Honestly, good for them. But if gibbons do mess around on their partners, the researchers basically block them from doing it. Also, any cheater can look loyal for the weeks or months the researchers spent watching them. So, Brian Bolombit decided to study a gibbon family for 6 years, and this time, instead of habituating themselves to just one pair, pretty much all the groups in the area were habituated, meaning they could truly study gibbon free will. And when I tell you it was Real Housewives of Indonesia out there,
no,
I'm gonna tell you a story, but it will get messy, so I'm gonna need you to lock in or you will get lost.
No, so wait, don't shatter my illusion like this. Oh no, I thought they were monogamous. All right, wait, are we ready for the Real Housewives of Indonesia? We're all gonna experience this heartbreak together.
Tell you a story, but it will get messy, so I'm gonna need you to lock in or you will get lost. So it starts with two gibbon families. Each one had a sub-adult, basically a teenager, and one had a teenage male and the other a teenage girl. And we're still talking about gibbons. Both teenagers left their respective families, got together, and found a new territory to live in. And that's when stuff got weird. Because the teenage guy gibbon also had two younger juvenile brothers, and for reasons beyond me, they moved in with Big Bro and his girl. To Bolombit, that was already cause to pause, but it got wicked once the adult male from the female gibbon's original group, i.e. her father, disappeared. Because apparently a parent in past tense is a canon event. Well, with a sudden power vacuum, guess who filled in? Yeah, the same sub-adult male along with his baby brothers all moved into the female's group, and the teenager took his girl's
Wait, no, I'm getting confused. Ah, heck, ads. Oh, I'll wait. Okay, we're gonna go back. We'll go back. We'll wait for the ads to finish. Because I did get a little lost with this story. I might have to pull up a little thing so we can keep track. Yeah, we'll have to do this then. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Fuck my life. Oy. Okay. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to plug in my battery pack. That way, after we do our first little break, I can just grab that battery pack once more and we don't have to worry. So let me plug that in really quick. If Nico comes back and doesn't know why I'm not moving, somebody tell him. Okay. No, I did not die. I didn't die. I took the ad moment to plug in my battery pack so I can use it for stream part 2. But I'm assuming that means the ads are over? In which case, hello, Nico. Hi. So good to see you. How are you? Doing stretching, grabbing my tea, drinking the tea. You didn't get ads. Oh, interesting. To be honest, I don't know how Twitch ads work still. I have it set to like every 3 minutes or no, 3 minute long ads. Cheater. Why was cheater a flagged term? That's really funny. Doing good. Finished doing some reading. Aheads for uni. Oh, fun. Read anything interesting? Were these linguistic readings or other class readings? I'm gonna have to do some reading later. It'll be fine. I say optimistically. Spiceberry, go burr. You're just in time, Nico. We are actually looking at gibbons. I'm gonna go a little bit back. I'm gonna go back to cover the whole monogamy thing, because we're about to cover some messy family affairs, some scandalous content. Let's go. Do you know about gibbons, Nico? I feel like you've been here when I've talked about them before. They're the really weird looking apes that got the really long arms. They're apes because they don't have tails, but they're lesser apes because they're not as big or as you know, advanced, quote unquote, as chimps and orangutans and gorillas and stuff. They do ring a bell, Yee. Okay. He's gonna explain to us why we thought they were monogamous and why that might not be the case.
Optimus, can you imagine a gibbon seeing another gibbon and just making it work? No other ape, not gorillas, chimps, definitely not bonobos. And you know most humans ain't about that. Entanglements be damned. Except, yeah, about that. So the whole monogamy thing came from researchers watching a group and witnessing a couple only getting active with each other. Except what they didn't realize was by being around these gibbons constantly, the gibbons eventually got used to the people and would get way closer than they usually would. The problem is the other gibbons that weren't as chill with humans would see this and treat the human habituated gibbons like the plague and avoid them at all costs. Honestly, good for them. But if gibbons do mess around on their partners, the researchers basically block them from doing it. Also, any cheater can look loyal for the weeks or months the researchers spent watching them.
So for those of you that didn't catch that, basically they watched two gibbons be intimate with one another, but they realized that they were being avoided by all the other gibbons. So, you know, they might have been forced to be together rather than by choice. You know what I mean? So that is one thing.
So, Ryan Balombit decided to study a gibbon family for 6 years, and this time, instead of habituating themselves to just one pair, pretty much all the groups in the area were habituated, meaning they could truly study gibbon free will. And when I tell you it was Real Housewives of Indonesia out there, I'm gonna tell you a story, but it
will get messy. Okay, so he's studying a group of, you know, bonobos, and all the bonobos are used to his presence. So we're not gonna deal with the bonobos, not bonobos, oh my god. The gibbons, I'm so sorry. We're not going to deal with the gibbons ostracizing one another. But let's try to keep up with this story, because I was starting to get lost the first time around.
will get messy, so I'm gonna need you to lock in or you will get lost. So it starts with two gibbon families. Each one had a sub-adult, basically a teenager, and one had a teenage male and the other a teenage girl.
Okay, teenage boy, teenage girl, two families, Romeo and Juliet. Okay.
And we're still talking about gibbons. Both teenagers left their respective families, got together, and found a new territory to live in.
Romeo and Juliet started a family, had fan kids. Okay, okay.
And that's when stuff got weird. Because the teenage guy gibbon also had two younger juvenile brothers, and for reasons beyond me, they moved in with Big Bro and his girl.
Okay, so Romeo's little brothers now live with Romeo and Juliet.
Colombia, that was already caused to pause, but it got wicked once the adult male from the female gibbon's original group, i.e. her father, disappeared.
Okay, so Juliet's dad died. Or just disappeared.
Because apparently a parent in past tense is a canon event. Well, with a sudden power vacuum, guess who filled in? Yeah, the same sub-adult male along with his baby brothers all moved into the female's group, and
so Romeo and his brothers left Juliet to get with Juliet's mom?
Teenager took his girl's dad's place. He then just moved back and forth between the two spots, meaning mans was monkey branching from his original girl to her mother. And
oh my god. That's actually fucked up. Oh, I'm sorry. I've definitely made somebody go deaf. That's actually fucked up. I can't. That's so messy. Messy queen. Messy queen. Holy shit. Well, that's not what I thought was happening.
And what's a lot more common than you might think, the mother and daughter had serious beef, and when things finally got too hot and the male had to pick a side, he chose the mother and fully moved in. The mom would have a baby that was likely fathered by her daughter's ex. As for the subadult daughter, that was the last time Palombit saw her. If there's a moral in this story, one way or another.
What a twist. But I guess it's not that shocking. I guess it would make more sense for Romeo to go after a female that had like more maturity. She can raise young, like she knows how to raise young, and yeah, that's crazy though.
Gibbon's gonna find a way to swing. There was also that time one in the Kujukushima Zoo in Nagasaki had people questioning everything after 12-year-old Momo got pregnant while being housed with exactly 0 men. They thought it was an immaculate conception. Folks thought she spawned Gibbon Jesus, until they did a DNA test and found the father was 34-year-old Ito, who thankfully was also a Gibbon.
Why would you fucking do it like that? Why? Okay, so he was also a Gibbon.
And found the father was 34-year-old Ito, who thankfully was also a Gibbon. They still had no idea how they did the do, until they found a 9mm hole in a steel plate between enclosures.
Shut up! Nine millimeter hole? What? That boy got it in! Got what in? All 9mm of it? What? Also, hi Switch, good to see you. Sorry you had to enter into me dealing with this because what? I can't even conceptualize that. Okay. What is 9mm long? Long, not ong, because I apparently misspelled. Okay, so like a bullet casing. Oh my, Nico! I'm gonna throw up. I'm laughing too hard. I'm not saying he pushed a pin through. He might. Stop! We're not gonna. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to think about it. Oh my god. Oh, this is insane. This is so unhinged.
That's 9mm.
Oh, okay. So that is an actual. Okay. If I would have waited 2 seconds.
He really wanted that glory. The whole time we call them lesser when really we're not that much better than Gibbons. I don't care what the literature said.
I see what he did there. He really wanted that glory whole time. Switch! Stop!
Glory. The whole time we call them lesser when really we're not that much better than Gibbons. I don't care what the literature says. They're great to me. Especially since we've probably done Gibbons dirtier than any other ape. Remember Kalia? Well, not only did she lose her family, but after a kid taunted her with a slingshot and she finally bit back, the boy's father came after her with a shovel and she lost her life. This kind of thing actually happens a lot to Gibbons. Not only do they get their homes knocked down and trees removed, a lot of times they get reduced to pets. It's to the point where virtually every Gibbon is flirting with extinction. In fact, some like the Heinen might as well be in bed with it. I don't like ending the video like this, but I feel like Gibbons being so overlooked makes it that much easier for the atrocities against them to get buried. And if we don't lock in and spread the word, Nature's one-man comedy special will be cancelled in our lifetime. But then again, does it not make sense for the comic relief to have the most tragic backstory? At the end of the day, Gibbons proved that you might not be a great ape, but you're still a great ape. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother, support your local Gibbons, and one last thing to take home. But this is important. Always remember to...
We love you, Gibbons. Man. Like, I can't be mad that he includes that info at the end because, like, it is important to know about. It just makes me so sad, which I know is, like, the point. Hi. Oh, there's something at the end. What's this? Oh my god, look at that face! It's so cute. It's so cute.
Okay, fine. I'll do the thing, right? And I'll see y'all in the next one. Sit back down. Video ain't over. I really bought this shirt specifically for this video just to realize y'all can even see the whole thing, so.
That's so good.
Now I'll see y'all in the...
No fucks Gibbon. It reminds me of Dragon Ball. In what way, Nico? I watched, like, some Dragon Ball when I was a kid, but I wasn't, I didn't follow it or anything. No fucks Gibbon, though. That's such a funny shirt. Oh my god. I need that shirt. I'm literally pulling it up in another tab so I can remember to order it later. That's so funny. Okay. Oh, the giant golden ape. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. The Saiyans turning into were-gorillas. Yeah. Okay, heard. Well, that was so funny. They are so funny. God bless you, Casual Geographic.